A detective tell us about how to communicate effectively in meetings? Well, Chip Macy, who was a pastor and turned into a FBI hostage negotiator, interesting transition, he's also a master of what he calls forensic listening. This is the art of finding and listening to cues. And it's critical in meetings because, just like hostage negotiations, there's often an unspoken narrative going on. And it's that narrative that determines in a meeting context who gets to speak and who is really going to be listened to. So, Massey and his co author, Adele Gabardella, in their book Convince Me, stress that tuning in to this forensic listening is a process of observing and taking notes, picking up what those clues and those patterns are, and allowing them to help you realize what the dynamics are at play and to work with them. And as we talked about yesterday, don't forget you can also tune into your spiritual intelligence, which helps you discern at a different level. So, these authors advocate that we take notes in 4 specific quadrants, and we're going to be looking at each of those quadrants over the next few days. So, today we're going to consider people's emotions. So, imagine you're in a meeting. What are the emotions that you're noticing? Do people feel interested, engaged, or are they a bit kind of passive or reluctant? If it's a face to face meeting and it's waiting for it to start, are people clustered in little groups with concerned or frustrated looks on their faces? Or perhaps there's just a sense of heaviness in the room that you're picking up on. So, taking notes around that can be a beginning point to help you discern what's really going on. Think about too, what's the power dynamics you're noticing? So, when you say something, how do people respond? Do they seem interested or dismissive? Or maybe it's a bit of a mix of both of those things. Is there someone that just when they speak instantly commands everybody else's attention? What's the sort of emotion that's given off in that scenario? And is there an absolute alpha in the room? And how do you notice people responding to them? Are they largely appreciative of that person's leadership, or do they seem resentful? These are just some examples of some questions that you can ask yourself. But grab a notebook and start observing and taking notes, and you will see patterns and clues emerge that can help you shape the way you offer contributions in those meetings.